Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Hey everybody, Kevin Jackson here. It is the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. And by now you know that Roy Moore has lost the Senate seat. And that's how the establishment Republicans wanted it. Mitch McConnell, congratulations. That's how the lamestream media wanted it. Congratulations to those guys. The hit job. And let me tell you something. They think they've won the war. Oh, we got another seat in the Senate. And now they don't get to pass tax reform and a host of other things. Wait until it's all said and done. Just wait. This is one of these things where the left think they think they got their moral victory. I mean, they think they got their victory. I'm not looking for a moral victory. I wanted Moore to win because I think that it's a terrible thing when somebody just decides we're going to do a witch hunt on a guy. And I look at the way things were set up and how idiots say things like, well, I have to believe that he was doing this. So many women came forward and all this, when you know how crooked these leftists are. But if that's the way you want to play the game, stupid liberals, stupid conservatives, Republicans that call yourselves conservatives as rhinos, then guess what? You get what you get. It's sad that that's the way the world works now. And what's even more sad, because I'm looking at Batali, I don't know, Chef Batali. I don't know anything about that man. But they say 4 women have accused him. He must be guilty. He's already stepped down. Some other journalist, Linzer or whatever, he lefties. By the way, Batali's a leftist. Love the Clintons. He's out. 3 more sports anchors, Marshall Falk, who's an acquaintance of mine. He's not a friend, but he's an acquaintance. And 2 other guys I don't know. They supposedly, and Donovan McNabb, believe it or not, who I just talked about I just saw him the other day. They're all now being accused of sexually harassing some woman that worked at the sports, TV show where they worked at. So 3 of them have been suspended. McNabb hasn't, but it's under investigation. And if you believe the allegations of the woman, you say to yourself, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you go? Now, she's an ex-employee. I don't know whether she left of her own accord, but she didn't leave after supposedly 4 people did it, and then finally she's gone. Well, look, I'm going to give you a little inside baseball here. Marshall Falk, Hall of Famer, had no problem getting women. When I lived in St. Louis, Marshall Falk, I'll just say he has no problem getting women. None of those guys, maybe it's proximity and they want to be all, well, she was there, she was available, but maybe she made herself available. We know nothing about this situation, but you know what? If you even question it, then you're SOL. So Democrats, enjoy yourselves. I'm going to remember, I'm still living on November 8th, 2016. And as I mentioned before, this isn't some moratorium on Donald Trump. It's not a moratorium on draining the swamp. It's one more Senate seat that's going to be up for grabs yet again very soon. And you can bet Doug Jones won't be facing Roy Moore. He's going to face a different opponent this time. I don't know who that'll be. The other thing, 1/3 of the Senate, the majority of it is going to be Democrats. And they're not going to have an easy way because Donald Trump is a rock star. And I don't know all the intricacies of the politicking and what goes on, but you can't point the finger at every single Republican and go, he's a sexual harasser. Because by the time that rolls around, it's going to be so played, it'll be like, he hates Negroes. And the Democrats are going to find themselves embroiled in quite a few scandals coming in 2018. So for you folks out there that are, lamenting and you're, we lost and now we've lost 2 governors and a Senate seat. And this is a Senate seat, honestly, we shouldn't have lost. We shouldn't have lost. My hope, without knowing Roy Moore very much, except for the fact that he's a Christian, and I don't believe the allegations of these women. But outside of that, I'm telling you, I believe this is a big mistake. It's funny how some things happen and you think, how could God let that happen? I mean, this was Sessions' seat. Barack Obama won Alabama big time. Barack Obama. Donald Trump won Alabama big time. How can we possibly lose this seat? And you don't know, what is it that God is saying by letting us lose this seat? A God-fearing man. What was he saying to Roy Moore? Maybe he was saying to Roy, you know what? I got bigger plans for you. But he may be saying to the Democrats, go ahead, get happy. Act like it's yours to keep. Because he's got to run again. This is a special election. So I don't know what the answer is, but I'll tell you this. I didn't watch that happen and was all, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. What are we going to do? Our agenda is intact. It's intact. Oh, Trump's never going to get taxes passed. Just watch. Just watch. Now, I predicted a Moore win, and let me tell you why. I felt like Americans had seen enough of what the media could do, and in terms of negative publicity and just out and out lying. I thought when Roy Moore proved that this lady would not release her yearbook and it was a forgery, etc., I thought that was enough. I don't know what else could be done. I don't work on these campaigns. I'll tell you this. If I were running Roy Moore's campaign, I believe he would have won. And I'm not saying that I'm such a great campaign manager. I know nothing about it. But I would have fought them so hard. I would have turned this on Doug Jones in ways you wouldn't believe. Now, here's the other side of the coin, too. The Democrats spent a fortune on this race. They bought this race, and that's okay. The Republicans spent a lot, too. But what's so sad about this is that McConnell abandoned this man. He abandoned him. Then they came back at the end and tried to salvage it. And what the Republicans should have done is immediately say, we're not going to believe this. And you don't know the circumstances. Look, I don't even want to go down that road because it really upsets me that we don't have enough backbone to back somebody. I look at the support, the rallying around Bill Clinton when he was under fire. And I mean, he was one of the worst offenders. And the people who watched Weinstein do what he did, and then you compare any of that to a Roy Moore, and you're going, seriously? It's nothing in comparison. Anyway, when we come back, I'm going to teach you how to learn not to care. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.